Donald Trump is reassuring his country and the world today that he's well and he's staying in the race for president of the United States. And American law enforcement officials have released information about the man who tried to assassinate the former president yesterday. Al Sweeney has the latest on this story.
Former President Trump had been speaking for about 6 minutes at a rally near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, when the shooting broke out. 3 shots, then a group of 5 shots.
First you think like maybe firecrackers, but it continued, and then somebody yelled, "Get down."
One of the first bullets struck the former president's ear. Trump dropped to the floor and was surrounded by Secret Service agents. The agents hurried him off the stage. He was heard asking them to let him get his shoes first. Then he gave a fist salute and mouthed the word "fight."
Horrifying. I mean, the shot, and the stuff was coming off the side.
Investigators identify the shooter as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, a registered Republican. Police say he was armed with an AR-style rifle, shooting from the roof of a nearby building. Police snipers returned fire, killing Crooks.
What we're calling an assassination attempt against our former president, Donald Trump.
As law enforcement investigates, the neighborhood where Crooks lived with his parents was sealed off by police, possibly searching for bombs in his home. After the shooting, Trump returned to his home in New Jersey, issuing a statement today saying, "We will fear not, but instead remain resilient in our faith and defiant in the face of wickedness." He said he looks forward to speaking this week at the Republican convention in Wisconsin, where the party is due to officially nominate Trump as its presidential candidate. Trump also expressed concern for 2 people at the rally who were critically injured in the shooting, and for the family of the one man fatally shot, identified as a former fire chief who dove on his family to protect them. In the wake of this shooting, Trump's supporters were lined up outside his home in Florida.
What a brave, courageous man. I don't see anybody else capable of standing up to a shooter.
And the Republican Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives called on everyone to turn down the rhetoric around Trump.
President Biden himself said in recent days it's time to put a bullseye on Trump. I mean, I know that he didn't mean what is being implied there, but that kind of language on either side should be called out.
The president said today he's grateful to hear Trump is doing well and recovering, and denounced the shooting.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence, or any violence for that matter. An assassination attempt is contrary to everything we stand for as a nation, everything.
But the U.S. has a history of political assassinations. In the modern era alone, President Kennedy in 1963, his brother, former Attorney General Bobby Kennedy in 1968, an attempt on President Ford in 1975, and the wounding of President Reagan in 1981. In Hamilton, people were digesting the news of Trump's shooting and what it means for the American election.
People will now be maybe even more sympathetic towards Trump.
Landslide, hands down, he's going to win.
He might end up with more sympathy, I guess, which is interesting because I don't think he helped a lot with the gun laws.
So there's a further statement from Trump today. He says he was going to delay his trip to the Republican convention in Wisconsin because of the shooting, but then decided against that, saying he won't allow a potential assassin to force a change in his scheduling or anything else. Now, officials in Pennsylvania say they still don't know any motive for the shooting, but the FBI says they're investigating this as a possible domestic terrorism, and law enforcement officials say bomb-making materials were found in a vehicle at the home of the shooter.